And hello everybody, welcome back to the channel guys, I hope you're all well. Before we do get into today's video, as always, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. Guys, in today's video, as always, we are going to be discussing all the latest Rangers news from the last 24 hours. That includes our headline, yes, a potential outgoing on the cards. After a summer, or the start of the summer, just full of potential incomings, we've actually got a bit of news with regards to a potential outgoing. So we will discuss that in detail a bit later on, but of course we did have our only representative in the Euros. As stated, I like to try and keep you up to date with regards to the Euros and all these kind of things. Yanis Hadji did play in Belgium's 2-0 win over Romania. Of course, didn't start the game, came on the 68th minute and didn't really obviously make an impact. That obviously takes our low representative. They're still top of the group, Romania, but a very, very interesting group as they're all on 3 points. It'll all go down to the final day. But yeah, here's hoping Romania can go through. Probably my fourth team just because of the Rangers representation within the Euros. I mean, if you can guess my top three, then I'll heart your comment maybe. Who I like in the Euros. But yeah, that's our only sole representation, and that's your update for regards to the Euros and that kind of stuff. Of course, Scotland are going to be taking on Hungary tonight. I suppose a lot of you guys are really excited for it, or maybe not. But either way, I think Scotland, of course, do need a win, and definitely a win that would take them through. A draw, I think there's a few scenarios. If they draw, then they will also go through. But yeah, they need to win that game, really, don't they? They need to win that game. But yeah, we'll find out very, very soon. No Rangers representation within that sort of lineup. However, of course, that's it with regards to the Euros. Hopefully, the next tournament we'll see a bit more of a Rangers-heavy representation at a European Championships. Now, moving on, guys, James Tavernier. Let's speak about James Tavernier. No, he's not the outgoing, but of course, people discussing him posting a video of his highlight reel yesterday on social media. It's become a lot of criticism just because it featured a lot of his personal performances, but in games where we were actually losing matches, whether that be in the cup final, whether that just be in the Old Firm derbies, that obviously led us to losing the league. He still put this highlight video up, which has caused outrage within social media. Now, look, to be fair, I think a lot of people use James Tavernier as a scapegoat. I think a lot of Rangers fans don't like the fact that he's captain, and some Rangers fans just don't like him in general, and have never really liked him since 2016. Again, I'm in the boat that I've always liked him as a player. I think he's fantastic. I do think it's time for him to go this summer, of course, but it doesn't take away my happy memories of him. I think he's been a fantastic player, fantastic servant, and a really, really hard time at Rangers Football Club. And obviously his time and his impact at this football club always has to have context added to it. People are always comparing him to sort of greats like Barry Ferguson and stuff like that. But reality is when he joined, Rangers were in the second tier of Scottish football, which you can't really make those comparisons to what they have won when Rangers were playing at the Pump. But yeah, maybe reading the room a little bit. I suppose, again, he can put whatever he wants up on his social media. It's not initially straight after the season, then maybe he'll have a problem. But yeah, I can understand some of the frustration. But of course, James Tavernier always being the scapegoat. And on social media, a lot of people not happy with him posting a reel. Now, moving on to some other stuff, guys. Here's some pictures, early pictures. As we reported to you 2 months ago, got a lot of stick from this one for trusting Turkish journalists. And I still stand by them. Turkish journalists, the sources that I listen to are very, very reputable, and I'll continue to listen to them because they don't make any mistakes. The same person that announced Ridvan Yilmaz to Rangers also stated John Lunstrum and Barisich would sign a pre-contract with Trabzonspor, and as stated, guys, there you go. Here's your picture evidence. Both of them are set to be unveiled imminently, and depending on when you're watching this video, may have already been unveiled. So, yeah, they're now both reunited, going to the Turkish Super League, and I suppose best of luck to them, because they're probably going to need it, because Turkey looking like a really good league at this moment in time. A lot of top people going out there, top players playing out there at this moment in time. And yeah, interesting to see that in their revolution they've went for Borna Barisic and John Lundstrom. Crazy, but interesting at the same time. But yeah, both of them are set to be unveiled very, very soon, as you can see both of them in their pictures, and are set to join Trabzonspor, which is very interesting indeed. Very, very interesting. Now, moving on to today's main subject, guys. A lot of the subject matter on RFC News has been in regards to potential incomings. I know that's the more exciting stuff, but equally, we're going to have players that are probably going to be going out to the door, and players that, you know, we do have players that other clubs may be interested in. And that's the case in today's video, as reports are stating that English Championship side Leeds United are heavily monitoring Archie Stevens and are wanting to go into immediate negotiations over a potential move. Yes, the England under 18 international has one senior appearance to his name at Ibrox, but is regarded as one of the club's top young talents. Leeds Live claim Leeds United are watching the winger very closely with a view to signing him this summer, with them also stating that negotiations could begin very soon. The 18-year-old has now entered the final year of his current contract at Rangers. And yeah, Philippe Clement and his staff at Ibrox know they will need to try and convince him to sign a new deal or risk losing him on a free next year. Leeds doesn't see Stevens as a direct first-team replacement for either Crysencio Somerville or Everton-bound Jack Harrison, but they believe they can offer him the next best step in his development. The Yorkshire side aren't the only English side to be tracking Stevens. Premier League outside West Ham, Nottingham Forest and Wolves have also been linked. Obviously, Stevens joined Rangers in the summer of 2022 after leaving AFC Wimbledon. So yeah, Leeds United looking to try and potentially go into negotiations with Rangers over a signing for Archie Stevens, and again, other Premier League clubs are currently interested. An interesting one there because he is a youngster, but we'll have to monitor that. It's either he signs a new contract this summer or we'll have to punt him this summer and try and get some money for him. There's no way two ways about it. And whilst this isn't the sort of fat of our squad, it's sort of a young talent. It's something we have to make a decision about this summer rather than waiting until his contract expires in the next summer. So yeah, I'll keep you up to date with this saga, but as stated, Leeds inside sources are stating that they are set to start negotiations with Rangers over the try to get him to the football club, and as stated, other Premier League clubs are currently interested in him also. In terms of other outgoings, no update just yet. I do believe that we will see a lot of outgoings go out to the door when much of Europe's transfer activity starts following the sort of Euros finishes, or when the Euros kind of cuts itself down, not after the group stage, but I'd probably say after the last 16, when it's down to the final 8, then down to the final 4. That's where we'll start to see a bit of a kickstart in Europe with regards to transfer activity, which I do think the bulk of our transfer activity will be done with regards to incomings and outgoings. But Rangers fans, that's all I've got for you today in today's update video. Do let me know your thoughts on James Tavernier and his highlight reel. Let me know your thoughts on Archie Stevens, should we let him go? And also let me know your thoughts on Born at Barisich and Lunstrum, set to appear in the Turkish Super League. Do you think there'll be a success story, or do you think they'll fail? As stated, let me know down in the comment section below. That brings us to the end of today's video. As always, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. Thank you, and I'll see you all next time. Take care. Peace.